to find the Rampager, you'll just want to come here to Promethea. And then once you've done the quest, you'll have the Forgotten Basilica. So finding it is pretty straightforward, because once you port into this area, it's just right down the hill. The fight itself is a lot more difficult. If you have not taken the time to do so, I highly recommend going back and doing the Raiders of the Lost Rock mission. You can find other YouTube videos, I'll probably do one eventually, but this weapon is absolutely devastating. Against certain bosses, it can level them against, in fact, pretty much every boss. The downside to the Rampager is that the first phase of its life bar, it's immune to the caustic effect, so we're not going to be able to do a lot there. We'll just need to use damage. I find fire is the best to use against this first phase. I could be totally wrong on that. It's just what I found could be this weapon. So you're just going to want to chip away that first third of the health. And once we've done that, this fight becomes a heck of a lot easier with that porcelain pipe bomb, which I have started calling my porcBomb, P-O-R-C, pork. I love it. It's probably my favorite weapon in the game. I'm sure this will get patched eventually, so we'll have to go back to not just cheesing this fight. Ooh, get back out. You'll notice that this boss scales to your level, so no matter what level you come here, you're going to find it's just a little bit above you, which makes it actually an interesting fight even at higher levels when you're not in true Vault Hunter mode. Which I've gotten there. I'm just going to come back to start doing videos because I didn't take the time to do them initially. This beastie's got quite a lot of life. It's going to take just a lot of wearing. I like to leave the guys around the outside. I usually won't even touch him. Might take a little bit of health off him just so it's easier to kill him when you need that second wind. I do keep an electrical weapon. I prefer a torch shotgun. Even after the nerf, these things just absolutely blow through dudes with shields, so they're my favorite go-to. So we're just going to keep hammering on this dude, knocking his life down. When you're still trying to get decent with your nade throws, if you haven't been using them a lot, double skill user like Zane, or just not particularly good at throwing them, you can knock these lower level dudes out just to have some nades around, which can be pretty useful. I don't usually need more than Marine myself to kill this guy for the second and third stages, but it's not a terrible idea to have them if you need them, because it'll just continue to spawn these guys every so often if you kill them. Take that guy out real quick. Wow. He's tapping him, but you should. Or electrical damage. I'll totally regret that when this guy kills me in a second here. Alright. Almost out of ammo too. So now he'll go through this little phase where he's going to pull in all these little, you need to shoot these. I don't know that it does anything though. So now he's going to change the element. And change his weakness. I'm frankly not too worried about that because here's where the porcelain pipe bomb comes in. just about to phase number 3. And he will again switch elements. Do this little power-up thing. So the first part of this third phase is going to be just dodging. He jumps from spot to spot on these upper parts, and it makes it a lot tougher to hit him with nades. He's also moving a lot, so the porcelain grenade, or porcelain pipe bomb, doesn't really do its thing as effectively. Best thing to do, I find, is just kind of dodge, because he hits for a ton of damage. So we're just going to avoid for the first little bit. He'll do like 4 or 5 jumps, I want to say, and then he jumps down to the middle. Once he jumps down to the middle, he'll keep jumping down to the middle so we can start using that to our advantage. So that should be it. We should start jumping down to the middle now. Damn, that's lost. I'm just going to lay him open with these porcelain grenades. Uh-oh. I'm not, because I'm out of them. It makes this a little tougher. So we're just going to have to run around a little, wait for some of those dudes to spawn in, hopefully. Should have taken my own advice and left some dudes dead for grenades. One more minute. Throw me some guys I can kill for grenades. Might just have to do this old school. Alright, now let's see what we've got for weapons. I guess we can try cryo. So effectively radiation works. Hey, there we go. Whoa. And this is why I like to keep my electrical weapons. That beautiful second room. Let's see if we can do it more. Come on, one grenade, not a whole pack, huh? It's not fired. Shouldn't have brought him back to a gunfight. So, really would follow that advice of killing the dudes in between the phases, just so you can make sure you've got enough grenades for this last one. Haha, you're done, son. Definitely not my best run of this boss, but you guys get the general idea.